Why in the hell are we on social media?
Why are we on social media?
I know that people ask me. They always want to know what the thing is. Like, I have a company that's going to do a couple $100 million. I own the company. I started the company in a garage. Why do I take the time to do the videos and the Instagram and all these crazy things?
Because we want to be famous?
No, I don't really want to be famous. I don't dislike people knowing who I am. I mean, everyone kind of likes that, right? But I'm not like you walk around the world and people know who the hell I am. Why do we do this? I came up with a list right there. People could slow this down and see exactly what I put
that
on
was
there.
not the list.
Okay, so why are we on social media? I'm going to tell you, the benefits of what we do, we don't know what they are when we start, right? We didn't know the benefits. But do we have benefits because we're on social media?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes.
The number one is we now hire better people in my company because I'm on this silly little machine with my yellow glasses and you sit in a window.
They kind of think it's fun to work for us.
Well, so imagine this. You're going to apply for a job and you're like, oh, I want to look at the company. So you go to their website, right? When I ask people,
They're
what
boring.
do you know? They're boring. But they go on, they're find this weird guy with glasses and a woman in the window and they're just talking about crazy shit. And they're like, well, this seems like it has a little more fun and pep and energy, right?
Yes.
And then they meet me for the interview. Like if they're a higher up in the company and they go through a second or third, then they meet me. And what's it like when they come in the room or they're on the video call?
It's very funny because to me, you're zero intimidating.
Yes.
And they're usually very intimidated.
They're always like, I already know who you guys are, right?
They're nervous.
Now, you're the nice one. So they always want to know if you're there. But we are hiring better people. I'm going to give them one example of how this worked. We were looking for someone in accounting, and they had to be great. You know the story.
I know, and I love him.
And they interviewed a bunch of people, and they said, oh, this person, absolutely, A player. This is who we want to hire. He's awesome. And I interviewed this guy, and just a boring-ass accountant jerk.
Yeah.
Just terrible. I did 15 minutes, and I got off, and I'm like, how in the hell did you build this guy? This is your number one? Who the hell could number two be if this guy was number one? And they're like, we didn't think you would like the number two guy. I met the guy on a video call. Now, it had been 3 weeks. We just ghosted this guy. And he was amazing. Hi, Chuck.
He's the best person.
The best. Hey, tell your sister thank you for the party in Austin at the recording studio. He is so wonderful.
So sweet.
And I met the guy on the video call, and he said, I have been waiting. I turned down 5 jobs. But I wanted to work for you because I looked at your LinkedIn videos, and it seemed like this was the company I wanted to work for. So he literally waited for me to call him back. And then the first thing I said is, odds are against you, dude. I'm not going to hire you. And he just perked up and said, come on, just that confidence, right? We hire better people now. Why? Because me and you are on social media. So if you want to know the reason we do this, so I can more easily hire better people. Number 2 is you hear a lot of when people get to that 9 figures, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, a billion, there's all this corporate. Oh, they must be corporate, okay? Are we corporate?
No.
No, and I think we like to tell our customers that. We like our customers. I'm just a boy standing in front of a camera.
5-year-old.
Asking you to love me.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
Hey, we just want everyone to know that we started this thing in a garage. We just built this up. We're not corporate just because we're a little more successful because we work our asses off and people like our product. We're just peoples doing the people's games and the business game. I like business. Do I like working?
Yes, that's all you do.
Do I go crazy if I'm not?
Yes.
Okay.
Sad.
So what I like to talk about is business. And so
look how excited you got there. I want to talk business, and you even changed positions.
I just perked up, didn't I? Why else are we on the social media? I got to look at my list here. Oh, shape young minds, manipulate and shape.
You wanted to be a teacher at some point in life.
When I was in junior high, I wanted to be a junior high teacher. And when I was in high school, I wanted to be a high school teacher. When I was in college, I wanted to be a college student. And then when I was in grad school, I wanted to teach graduate students, right?
I was a teacher for 8 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
I told you, I don't see you in the classroom. And you got offended.
I was a great teacher.
These are noble pursuits. Poetry, romance, love. These are what we stay alive for.
I went to college a long time. I would have been an interesting college professor. However, I know so much more than I did when I was in college. You know, college was a great base for me to shoot off into this. But I, instead of talking to 30 students who are forced to pay in to be there, who have to write papers because they have to do that, I now can talk to millions of people and say something that can really change somebody's career in life. Like boomtown.
That's amazing.
That's a completely different thing. I know this for a fact because in real life, I have people ask for my advice. And they come over and we sit at my kitchen table or in my office. What? You got this, I want to talk look on your face.
And we have had people come to you and say, hey, I saw this video or I saw you talking here and you said this and this made me make this decision that changed my whole company.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That is pretty cool.
People always describe me as what? What do they?
Energetic.
Energetic. You got energy. And I want them to say handsome and charming and all this other shit. But they always say energy. And something about the energy I have, it is motivational to other people. And so they listen to what I say, and then they take what I say and they go out and they do something. And then work or not, they come back to me and say, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. Hey, some of the best advice I've ever gotten in my life, the people don't ever remember giving it to me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with me. They're like, hey, remember when you told me this? I'm like, no, I don't remember that. I'm talking all the time.
Yes.
But
yes,
it actually helps other people. That's another reason we're on this social media machine, okay?
What?
I like myself.
You do.
And I like hearing myself talk.
You do.
So this gives me an excuse instead of wandering around my house by myself, talking to myself and singing to my dogs. I always sing to my dogs about my dogs. I make up songs.
It's so cute.
Rather than that, this makes me pretend like I have a purpose on the social media machine talking to other people, right?
I do.
And I do like talking because I have an interesting life.
Yes.
I blow people's minds with all the crap I've shoved into my crazy ass life, right? And they're always like, hey, you want to tell me that story? Tell me that story. Tell me that story. Tell me that story. And then I tell the stories and they're like, what?
The stories are amazing.
You need to write a book. And I probably do need to write a book, but you want to know what I can do more easily?
This.
Get on the internet machine and talk a little bit. That's a good reason why we're doing this social media.
I have another one.
What is it?
Things that you have done that worked that you're not doing anymore and you might have forgotten about.
I know a lot of stuff, but I forget what I know. I need to be reminded of some of the things. And telling other people is like, let me give you some wisdom. You have to work really hard day to day, but it's going to take 10 years to grow something, right?
Yeah.
I can say that wisdom to people, but I forget about that in the day-to-day crux when I'm stressed out, or what got you here won't get you there, or all of that stuff. You remind yourself of it, and then you have it in your head that day because you've said it, you thought it, you said it, you recorded it, and then throughout the day, I'm like, hey, let me give you some wisdom. I'll be in the office talking to people, and I'll say the same thing we talked about in the video.
Yes.
This helps us.
You remembered. What is the best way of learning?
To actually record yourself walk backwards while wearing earmuffs and teaching. See, you were a teacher for a lot of years. You know this stuff. Me, I don't. I think that the stuff that we say on here to people sticks more in my mind and helps me and my company. Long-term games with long-term people.
Yes, connections.
Every day you pick me up, we go to work, and we're like, what are we going to do today? And then on the drive home, you say,
what did you do today?
What did we do? So we can recap what we did. So it's a day-based system we work off of, right? Hey, there are month-long systems, year-long systems, and decade-long systems. And some of the people that I meet on here, I am going to know and be friends with and doing things with in 10 years.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about that. It's been amazing. So long-term people who think bigger things and are outside of my day-to-day life is also very important. It says it forces me to evaluate myself.
I think it does.
Do I evaluate myself?
Not too much.
Wow, really? I thought you were going to be a little nicer and give me a little more credit here.
No, not really. But this helps. This really helps.
Am I overconfident?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
Yes. Are you going to ask, is that a bad thing?
You
also,
didn't
yes.
say that with a lot of vim and vigor and say. You didn't make it really sound like you mean that.
It's both good and bad.
I believe this. I'm going to say something sexist. Can you say sexist things on the internet these days?
Not anymore.
Of course you can. Those jerk-ass tech bros and loser-ass guys who act really tough, they say this stupid shit all the time. I'm going to say some smart shit all the time, okay? And that is, a lot of guys are overconfident, but they're not as good at doing what they say.
Yeah.
But their confidence means they put things into action. Yeah. They get moving, and that's a very powerful thing.
Yes.
Women, in general, from what I found out, they don't have as much confidence, but they're better.
So I'm a man?
Because you're overconfident?
I'm not better.
You're more like with the haircut, you're like the little boy.
I will be a man.
I will. Hey, while we're on this, before we end this thing, I also want to say two things. I want to say another reason we do this is I like our customers.
Yes.
You know, what I found out is when I started the company, it was all about, look, I'm an artist. I'm going to create all of these products with my hands. I'm really cool, right? And then you start selling your product and you realize the people who are buying them are more cool than me. And their stories are amazing. Then they're teachers and they're professors and they're nurses and they're housewives and they're people who, single mothers who like are amazingly raising these children, or just regular mothers or regular fathers, and they tell their stories and I'm like, oh, what I do is the easy stuff. What they do is the hard stuff. I like our customers. Do you like, we've went to some store openings, right?
Yes.
Do you have fun?
Oh my God. They're amazing.
I know. See, so this is another way for us to talk to those folks.
You miss the real connection.
And that's the real connection.
Yeah.
You don't see it when you're the corporate dude hanging out behind
up in your corner office.
In the fancy world that we live in without my
No, Curtis. I don't want to see your face.
Oh my gosh, I barely did it. No one's stopping the thing to look at it there. Hey, I'm the youngest of four boys. I say that all the time. I was with my older brother.
Yes.
And he's studied accountancy in college.
Accountancy.
And he's very, figure out the next step. And he said, so what's the ROI, return on investment, of you doing this social media? And I'm like, loser! I don't know what it is. But if you do great shit, amazing things come out of it. And the magic is not knowing where it's going.
He is basically an older you without the magic. Mark,
sorry,
if you're watching this, I'm very sorry. You are amazing.
Because we're not talking about being an accountant and being boring. Hey, I think it's a wonderful thing for me and for her. I don't know if it is for you, but don't look for the exact reasons to do it. Do it, and you're going to find the reasons.
Have fun. Have fun doing it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Don't be like us, just slugging through this thing, having no fun. Bye. Hey, subscribe and follow us on that little thingy down there.
Help us out here.
Yeah, if you made it all the way through here, you have the energy to lean forward and click your damn computer and hit subscribe.
Get more of us.
Bye.